to my pity party. Everyone's invited to celebrate your misery. Apart but united. Well, we can do anything if we want to. Hits. I'm writing hits. This is Now you know who I am. You can't unhear this song.
What influence did B-movies have on the band?
How many tapes do you have? How many loads have you got?
It started out as a band that was covering bad songs from bad movies.
I mean, they should be looked at as a legacy of Los Angeles.
They live the movie lifestyle.
I had seen many of Dukey's movies long before I knew who he was.
I first saw Dukey Flyswatter in a Green Jello video.
Because as soon as I saw him up on the stage, I go, oh, fuck, that's that guy from Surf Nazis.
Roger Ebert said it's the worst movie he's ever seen.
They were such a part of our scene.
You know, a cult movie that's got its own fans. We've attracted our own fans and our own family.
Within a city of misfits like Hollywood, we were misfits.
He's an icon of the underground exploitational genre.
Punk rock god of Hollywood.
It was neat to see the same faces always orbiting this universe that Dukey Flyswatter seemed to be in the center of.
There was celebrities, weird people, cool people, interesting people.
Axl and Sash came to see us and I slimed them really good.
Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons.
Tom Waits was there.
I remember Fishbone showing up at a couple of gigs.
Courtney Love was afraid of us.
When you're sitting between Dukey and Elvira, it doesn't get any cooler than that.
Spike Lee wasn't impressed.
I'm just about to go on stage and Flea grabs my shoulder.
White Zombie and Haunted Garage and Tool were all in the same bill.
I think Soundgarden was opening for you. I would not be surprised.
I did a nude painting.
Clive Barker owns that painting.
Los Angeles seems to be a haven for insularly popular artist situation. You can destroy here, and nobody knows where you are anywhere else. No. It's crazy.
We'd like to be an A movie someday.
A B-A movie. An A-B movie.
A B-A movie?
A B-A.
Yeah.
Or Heather Lambert, right?
Yeah.
Did you know a Catalonia Silver a number of years ago? I'm afraid that Catalonia passed away recently. In her will, she requested her remains be scattered by you and her parents.
You brought our baby back home to us.
Tell me about my sister.
And the more you feel, the tastier you are. Where are you?
Yo, fuck this shit.
I'm the one who started it.
Hello, it's me, Kevin Vonesper. If you are watching this, you have found the VonPod. Did you hear the news?
No, you didn't. So I'm gonna tell you. Guess what we did last night? We hit 1,000 subscribers. Woohoo! So it's a party for me, but it's also a party for the people on the show tonight. It's a little reunion release party for the indie horror hit of the year, Bishop's Cove. Of course, we have Charles D. Lincoln here. He's a friend of the show. And this time he brought some friends. So I'm going to facilitate a fun little conversation here tonight. As you just saw, hey, it's coming out Saturday at Film Noir. I love that place. I can't be there, unfortunately, this weekend, but you should be there. And I have had some of my work played there before and seen by some very cool people. So Film Noir, Williamsburg, very cool. And you can buy records there. I bought Evita, the original Broadway cast recording there on vinyl, which I have not spun yet, but maybe that's some plans to do for the holiday. As always, have fun with us in the chat if you are here live. If not, give it a like, share, subscribe. I know I hit my 1,000, but now the goal is 10,000, right? So if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, follow us on all the things. Are you guys ready for the show? It's VonPod time. VonPod. Welcome to VonPod. I've got chicken heads and deli creeps, scary monsters and super creeps on VonPod. You're listening to VonPod. With aliens and skunk dogs, I hope you're here to chat along to VonPod. You can watch and chat with us live. Like and share and subscribe. It's always a surprise. VonPod. I got a balloon for the party.
Oh.
Woo-hoo! Hello, Charles. Hello, Emily. Hello, Jesslyn. Hello, Anna. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Congratulations, on the 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, hey, now I am in review for monetization, and now they can, now I'm waiting for my "you did not qualify for X reason" email, and then I'll go from there. Hey, you gotta hit 1,000 first, right? That's the first thing.
You can experience the joy that I did when a gaming video I did got Kotaku picked it up on an article, got 70K views.
Oh.
70K views be $23.
Nice.
Hey, I'll take an extra $23.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
Exactly. So hello. We just watched the trailer for Bishop's Cove. Does anyone want to try to explain this movie? What's your elevator pitch for Bishop's Cove? I want to hear that from everybody.
It's a fine family film about a woman exploring a new town and learning about friendship and if you want a feel good movie for the holidays, Bishop's Cove.
Very Christmas.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Really, we encourage you to take your whole family to it, especially the young ones.
I believe
I literally took my little sister to our first screening, and it gave her nightmares. So.
Really?
How old?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, not that little, but Yeah,
you got to start them somewhere. I mean,
we were all commenting like, "Oh my God, Emily had her cute little like mini me with her because she looks like you like a lot, but like she's so like little cute and small." So we were like, "Oh,
that's what
she could be your twin."
Well, now she's traumatized, so
now she's your scary
Bishop's Cove for you.
Yeah,
Bishop's Cove, jazz hands.
I consider it
but yeah, that's really what it's about. It's about jazz hands. But no, it's about a woman named Heather, played by Emily, and also played by Willow Lottenberg when she's younger, who has a really good life and then discovers that something that might have happened in her past might be coming back to haunt her when she has to go to a little town called Bishop's Cove and deliver the ashes of someone she used to name Cat, played by Anna. And all sorts of lovely, fun,
Hijinks
happy.
ensues.
Yep, hijinks, exactly.
Yeah.
There's there's wacky music, slide whistles, everything, and it's just it's a fun extravaganza.
Is Bishop's Cove a real place?
Yeah. But yeah, no, in seriousness, it's actually a super dark and fucking depressing movie, but it's
I every time I have to watch it, I die a little bit.
Yeah.
I've
Great.
died
What we're aiming for.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, I really wanted to make something that like was it's serious, but it's also dark. It's gory and fucked up, and it's a really, it's like Requiem for a Dream meets like Hellraiser.
That's actually pretty good. There's your elevator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right there. Requiem meets
point.
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as Emily. Well, I don't know. There's no S to S.
We are just getting. We're not getting monetized. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The algorithm. What's that? I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? Someone like I love the different descriptions I've had. People
Wait, I think
say,
we
like,
made 10
one was
minutes
like,
without a curse, so I think we did it.
There you go. Well, fuck, awesome.
Yeah, now we can all just say we can say
so,
all the curses we want.
So fuckity fuck,
yeah,
cunt, pussy.
Can't
asshole,
play the
shit.
movie though because still don't think there's a you can't do the nudity thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, no. I've heard different descriptions that I really love. Like one of my favorites was what would happen if like David Lynch had directed Silent Hill. Like a lot of those descriptions I really
would have had a
fond
score
of.
by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross is what he would have.
No, I don't know. He would have done that. Like he never did want them. He did Angelo Badalamenti. He would have Trent Reznor do the soundtrack.
Right,
to Lost
right.
Highway, but the actual music.
I thought you said
itself
David
was...
Fincher. You said David Lynch.
Oh no, David Lynch. Yeah.
Okay, so I was right with what I thought I heard.
Even the film is way too short to be a David Fincher film. It needs about another hour and a half.
Really? Was Fight Club that long?
Fight Club was early in his career.
I don't know. Maybe his later movies got longer. Right.
Yeah,
right.
like Zodiac is like 3 hours and 10 minutes or something like that.
That one was
I've never made it all the way through Zodiac. I can't do it.
Spoiler alert! It was Ted Cruz.
Don't get me.
Sorry, David.
So but it stars Emily as Heather. And Emily goes through horrible shit throughout this entire movie.
I feel so sorry for you every time I watch this movie.
True. Thank you.
Yeah. Carl
Emily is like just she's such a brave actress and went through so much suffering, and and as I said, me and her, we'd have conversations on the phone where she and I would agree that a scene wasn't unpleasant enough. And then there were a couple times you actually bounced the idea at me for how we could make a scene more unpleasant. So I really appreciate that from Emily.
Did it reflect well in the art? Was it all worth it?
Yeah. I think so.
Good.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely not. Yeah, there was definitely some physical discomfort for me in shooting this, but method acting is stupid, but I definitely don't shy away from I don't know. I would rather kind of be in the thick of something. And I think that makes it, read more authentically in the final product. So
I feel like I need to take a shower when I finish it. So I think that's a success, right?
Nice.
Just thinking about it.
And that's the thing. We have everyone who sees it is always talking about Emily's performance or Anna's performance, or Nana, who plays Marquetta.
Oh my God, Nana's so good. She's so intense.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we hear from them, you know, whenever people see it, they're always commenting on how like amazing they are. Like, you know, I've had one of our investors I personally cut and was like, oh my God, who's the girl you have in the lead with the short hair? Like, you know, and just talking about how much they really loved what you were doing there. And then Anna plays, of course, Catalonia, who is I can't say a love interest because, like, you know, it's kind of two different timelines there, but the love interest of young Heather. And she also plays Sibelia, the
so you
younger
guys
sister.
didn't really get to act together, did you?
Oh, no, but
No,
that's interesting.
I mean, they got to interact with each other, but not like in the early flashback scenes. That's Willow.
I see her film, and then he says cut, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you okay? You need anything?
Right, yes, for those
I would
scenes.
see her and like be amazed with her performance, but yeah, we didn't really have like, you know, like a scene.
Right, because I didn't even think about that. Like,
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah,
trying to
and
rack
one of the
my
things
brain,
that I
'cause I feel like, I guess not.
unless it's a time
you had a
travel
couple
movie.
scenes together. You had
Yeah,
a
I mean,
couple
we
scenes
definitely-
together, but yeah, you know,
But no spoilers.
Without
but,
spoiling things, without spoiling things, you guys do have
Yeah.
scenes together, but it's like, you know, in the real
You really
world,
have
Kat
to believe it.
only interacts with teenage Heather.
Mhm.
You know, but yeah, Anna plays Catalonia, and plays you know, plays Sibelia. And then we have Jesslyn, who plays Zara, who is a like kind of the best friend of Heather. And she also goes through some shit because you know, that's we like to take ride or die.
Nobody
very
gets out
seriously if we are
unscathed in this one.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a piece of something on this set.
yeah. And it fits into
Yeah,
Charles, your like universe, you know, you're creating this universe. Even though the I guess what do I want to call it? The mood, the aura, it's a little bit different. Like, it's not as slapsticky as, say, the you know, 21st century Demon Hunter, but it still definitely fits within the same universe. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Was everybody aware of Charles's whole universe when they started this project? Did he had to like teach you deep about the lore?
Is this in the 21st century Demon Hunter universe?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
He
it is.
told me
wow,
that. He definitely
surprised.
told me that.
It is. It's
But
just
I
now
played
you have to
somebody
watch it
else
with
in
a whole
that.
new
Detail in Charles.
I didn't know you played someone.
It's wild.
you know.
Yeah, that was one of the first things he told me,
you know.
actually, when we were talking about the project. He was like, this is
Yeah.
a lesser demon from the 21st century
Yeah.
Demon Hunter universe.
Yeah,
and
it's
that,
actually
Like a
it's
completely
one of the
different character in the first episode of 21st century Demon Hunter.
yeah. You are all over our universe. Actually, you are. You know,
who did you play
there's
in
there's a lot of identical cousins in our universe.
There you
love
go.
it.
The Petty Duke rule of just
If Ryan Murphy can do it, then so can we.
Yeah, there you
yes,
go.
exactly. Like I remember when I saw Bird Box and I was making comments about Sarah Paulson after her character dies in that, and I'm like, well, come on, it's Sarah Paulson though. There'll be 5 more, you know. So it's okay. I'm just waiting for the other Sarah Paulsons to show up, you know. But yeah, like, you know,
Just more characters
that's
to
the
kill and drag
thing.
into terrible situations again.
Yeah, you know, but no, like, yeah, no, it definitely does take place in the same universe as Demon Hunter.
Do you want to
and,
explain to your people who, you know, how it fits in exactly?
Well, there's only one explicit connection, and it's it's almost an Easter egg. There's in one of the flashback scenes, there's a squatter punk telling what sounds like an insane conspiracy theory to Catalonia and young Heather, and it's actually one of the plots of the 21st century Demon Hunter novel.
About the gulag?
Of like stuff that what? Yes. In the 21st Century Demon Hunter novel, if you read that, you'll know exactly what she was talking about because it's actually a thing that was happening. So yeah, it's that was like the
I got my props.
explicit connection that
Here,
I made.
I got my props.
Nice.
Look at how it's a thick fucking book right here. I'll tell you that. Lots of lore in here.
400 something pages, yeah. And only like 200 of them are all work and no play to make Jack a dull boy. But
right.
But yeah, no, it's definitely within the same world as 21st Century Demon Hunter and Teresa and Allison. Even though, as I said, like I don't need like a cameo of like someone, fucking popping up in the side of the screen being like, "Hey kids,"
right?
So
you don't have a Jay and Bob of your universe. Someone gets that, right?
I don't know. I joke around every now and then about how Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I know I live you a universe.
Yeah, I guess you would be sort of that guy.
A big influence.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an indie filmmaker, it's gotta be, right?
Yeah, of course.
Kevin Smith.
And Kevin Smith uses the same actors a lot too.
Oh, exactly.
The only people the only people he doesn't have as different characters are him and Jason Mewes. Everybody else, like how many Ben? Like there's like 3 Ben Afflecks or something like that.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I
guess that's because they are the consistency between all the movies.
I almost love that.
Yeah. So, he does that a lot too. So in fact, he's had them meet each other.
Yeah.
Which who knows if I might do one day. We'll never know. In fact, actually, Emily, you are
throw this man a budget
in 21st Century Demon Hunter. Actually, now that I think about it,
am I?
Yes,
but
in an episode that hasn't aired, that won't air till next year. There's another Emily cameo that shows up as a completely different character.
Hey Emily, do you know that you're in the next season of the 21st Century Demon Hunter?
I do now.
It's a long story.
Yeah, we're learning lots of things here tonight. What's the deal? What's the news? Is there any news with that? Can you
we'll talk about that like a little bit, when it's coming. But I want to focus on Vicious Cove because we're here this Saturday.
Yeah, Film Noir. What a cool place. Have you guys been there before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for the Shaka Go-Go Festival. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was such a positive response that they asked us if we wanted to.
Right, Tibby went to that, right?
To screen again. Yeah, and what?
Tibby was there, right?
Pardon?
Tibby?
Yeah, Tibby was there.
Yeah, I saw pictures
Tibby
of
X,
you guys.
she was there.
Mm-hmm. I think I was on tour that weekend.
Yeah, you were.
But I was supposed to stay with her, but then she was in New York with you, and it was like, it was kind of funny.
Yeah. But yeah, like, we had such a positive response. They asked us if we would be interested in coming again, and we've had. So here's the thing: we've had some festivals that have told that they love the movie, but there's like difficulty screening it in some places in the Midwest and the South. And it's interesting because it's not
gonna love this one.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is it has nothing to do with like the gore or the nudity in the film. It has to do with like the fact that there's like police brutality and opiate use and an LG and like a lesbian relationship and stuff like that. Like is in some places they're kind of worried about like the MAGA crowd like giving them shit if they screen it.
Dude, that would be
such
great press.
Is weird because in that's a big problem in like small town middle America. Which is kind of exactly what the movie's about.
Right.
Yeah. So
you don't want to expose the truth.
It's really unfortunate that your art can't just be, shown without some type of backlash or these people feeling that they need to hesitate and not do so just because of. It's very unfortunate. Sad to hear that. Actually,
that means you made it, right?
Unfortunately,
I mean, if they're paying attention at all, you did something right.
Kind of a scary time for people. So yeah,
for self-expression, just your art.
Yeah.
Has anybody here been canceled yet?
Like a couple times.
No one's been canceled yet. But yeah. Have you?
I was like, wait.
Story time.
But
no.
What?
Must have been one of your other characters. speaking.
Yeah.
Multiverse
I don't,
Emily.
yeah, well, you know, I was gonna say I'm not the only one who has Emily go through crazy shit in movies. Like I remember when you were in what was it, like John Wayne Gacy had a son or something like that. Like you were in
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. I don't know.
Different serial.
I'm not. Does it look like an episode of Mindhunter to you?
No, but you look like you know your
you know.
serial killers, Charles.
That's crazy, actually.
I used to take criminology classes as a in college.
You know what's funny?
I had boxes
within arm's reach. I actually have true crime trading cards of both of those serial killers.
That's so cool.
There you
So you definitely can tell them apart. Yeah. Right. John Wayne Gacy's the clown. He's on the acid bath cover.
Yeah. Well, John Wayne Gacy did have a son. Actually, yeah. But did he or he had a daughter? I know he had a kid. He had a kid who was like 7 when he got arrested. Which
yeah, same.
What?
Yeah, I thought he was gay.
I thought he was gay.
John Wayne Gacy,
that doesn't mean he doesn't have a son.
Now.
That's true.
He's dead now, but when he
Not
got
dead,
arrested,
gay.
7 or 8-year-old, yeah.
He was LGBTQ.
Yeah.
I had a whole conversation with someone about how do you imagine how shit it must be if you're like fucking elementary school kid and your dad had like all these like bodies in the fucking crawl space and shit. Like your life is just fucked for the rest of
Yeah, for sure.
And it probably smells really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. That was like Emma. Wasn't that how since you're the serial killer also person.
You're the expert
you
on
would
this
like
show.
wasn't that how it got reported too because of the smell? It was like 33
No, it got reported because he took a kid to his house.
Consult.
And came back, but his mom knew that he went to his house, so it got reported like that. Sorry, I'm a fan too.
In late 1978,
Yeah,
the
there you
mother
go.
of a missing man told police her son had phoned. I think he was pretty well known in his community, and he was like offering young men construction jobs. So I think it was like not that hard to figure out where people were disappearing.
Like, what the heck? Why would you be like, yeah, mom, I'll be right back. You know your kid's over here. Let me just crack his neck.
Yeah, it's not.
I guess it's like a need, right? Like, I gotta do it.
I think,
no thought.
Luckily, most criminals.
No comments.
It's kind of like Pringles, really. I mean, no one can eat just one, you know, and that's just how they end up getting caught. So,
I'm dead on that one.
That's
once you pop, you can't stop. Like,
exactly.
That's the
You
tagline
know,
for the movie. Yeah.
that's really. You know, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for someone. You know, now I just feel okay. Maybe I shouldn't because the whole Pringles Corporation will sue me. But I had just the idea of someone like who actually became a serial killer who just then blamed Pringles for it because the whole once you pop, you can't stop thing. And he was like, I did it once and the Pringles told me.
Honestly,
keep going.
The Pringles told me so.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Look at that
at this point.
Look at that curly mustache.
I mean,
that
if you-
inspires anyone
you
to
take
murder.
that tube and put it to your ear like a shell, I'm sure you can hear, something.
The voices in the Pringle box told me so. God damn it.
See, there's a demon
Exactly.
in there,
I mean,
and your
it's-
demon hunter needs to go in there.
I mean, how different is that
Season
really
3?
from fucking Son of Sam, like the dog telling him to do shit?
Well,
So,
he
yeah, might as well have
that.
a fucking.
He was going crazy.
Of course he did.
I did finish that movie,
You know.
even though we didn't finish the Zodiac Killer.
So sad.
I finished both actually.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
I did. I like
That
movies.
There you
Summer of
go.
Sam, right?
Yeah,
That was a cool one.
which bothered the shit out of me that it's this whole punk scene thing and they're playing.
Yeah,
the
they had a
fucking Who.
CBGB's scene in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
exactly. So bothered by that. I was just like, oh my god, like, you know, if you were to go, if I was to make a movie about something to do with the jazz scene, and I had them playing like I don't know, like fucking Wham or something, Spike Lee would be very pissed off at me. So I feel I have the right to be pissed off at Spike Lee for fucking
Right,
playing
Spike
the
Lee.
Who. Yeah, you know,
But did he
during,
actually?
what's supposed to be CBGB.
What did they actually film it at CBGB's though? Because it did exist at the time. I forget.
I don't know. I wasn't on set.
Well,
So,
I know some of your characters in the movie are all punk rockers. Does anyone have any relationship to the punk scene besides Charles?
I mean,
oh
he
yeah, yeah,
was a big-
definitely.
Still
What's
kind
that?
of.
Oh yeah, Anna, do tell.
I mean, I like the style, so I go shopping, get some clothing. I just got a Terrifier sweater, so that part, not actual punk punk, just that part.
Gotcha.
Oh, high school, I was doing all kinds of random things, dressed in all black. I would rip
As
my
a goth.
jeans and I would clothe them. And then it was a mixture of both. I would dress in all black, then I wouldn't. Then I would wear like ripped jeans with safety pins, and then I would write Nirvana lyrics all over them. Like I did whatever I felt like at the time.
Yeah.
A lot of rock
I like
bands.
briefly played in a band, but it was not punk like this kind of punk. It was
What kind of punk was it?
it wasn't any kind of punk. It was
Okay.
more like probably more like shoegazy, I guess.
Okay. What was the name of your band?
It was definitely not my band, but it was called
Oh.
Your Jovian.
Okay.
Which is really weird because never mind.
No, let's get into it.
No, it's really weird because my kid sister, who we were talking about earlier, like randomly was like, "Have you heard of this band?" and had a T-shirt of it, and I was like, "I played in."
Oh, that's awesome.
And she was
Was
like,
it
"Wait,
your
that's so
T-shirt?
weird. My friend gave me this shirt, and I've been like listening to this band." And I was like, "Oh,
Wait, you're
yeah."
famous? You're in a
But
how does that?
I don't know. Small world, I guess. It was just funny.
Wow.
That is actually really funny.
So you
Yeah,
can
see,
go
that
look it up on
reminds me of-
Spotify or
I mean, I'm not in it anymore for a reason, so I'm gonna
Okay.
decline to
That's fair,
refer
that's
people to.
Yeah,
But
Fair.
yeah. That
From all
reminds me of
lasted.
when I was 16, and one of my friends told me, "Oh my god, I just saw the most fucked up movie. You have to see this movie." And it was Last House on the Left, which my dad is in.
yeah, right.
And
funny.
you know, it was very funny too, because then afterwards, at one time, we went to see Metallica during their really shitty Black Album tour, and it was right. My
Was the
friend
tour
was
shitty
there.
or the album shitty?
Both.
Okay.
In fact, I can tell you one. If you want an example of what that tour was like, at one point, James said to the crowd, "He's like, hey, do you guys want to hear some new shit?" And we all yelled no.
Wow.
And he
Wow.
just said, "Well, fuck you, we're playing anyway." And that's kind of an example of
Shouldn't
what
ask questions
that
if you
tour
don't want
was
to
like
answer.
for Metallica. Yeah, exactly. I guess he was expecting all of us to be like, "Yeah, we want to hear all this fucking mid-tempo bullshit you've been doing with the fucking Motley Crue producer." Sure. So, but yeah,
So
no.
did you see Danzig with him, or who played with him?
No, Danzig wasn't that tour, was it?
I don't know. My brother saw Metallica and Danzig in 1994.
94. I was already.
That's the Black
way-
Album tour.
Was it?
Yeah,
Are
that
you
Black
sure?
Album's like in the early 90s, dude. Like mid.
It was early 90s, but 94, I'm pretty sure I was totally not even paying attention to them anymore. That was like Load and Reload and all that bullshit.
Okay, yeah, that was a couple years later. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
And
That was when- I think
Nobody
Black
wants
Album
to
was
hear that
90.
shit. The Black Album was better than the Loads for sure.
Yeah, but that's like saying it's better to get like punched in the face than shot in the balls. So, you know, it's I don't want either. You know, if I have a choice, I will say I will choose neither.
It's
You
Master
know.
of Puppets or nothing.
Yeah, you know, cake or death is an easy choice. You know, death or we cut off your foot. I guess I'll take cutting off the foot, but you know, that's not. I would rather
Does
have the cake.
anyone else have
you
any
know?
controversial opinions about Metallica?
I have zero opinions about Metallica.
Okay. That's fair.
One.
Yeah, no, Emily and I. Yeah, I was gonna say Emily and I have very different tastes in music. We'll put it that way. Like we, you know, but I respect her tastes in stuff because it's you know, everyone's into their own
Enough.
thing. It's one of those things when you get older, you stop. At least I hope most people have this when they get older. You stop being like, oh, every piece of music that I don't listen to sucks. And you kind of just be like, okay, well, that's just not for me. And so let other people enjoy it
No
and move
load
on.
for Lincoln.
You wise
That
man.
was kind of a revelation I had. What?
Thank you, wise man. No, I don't.
Yes. But it's
Now
true
go
because
forth and listen to shitty music.
you talked to me when I was fucking 15, and there's a list of bands I think are bullshit because they had like a keyboard in them or something, and it's now. Yeah. Oh no, that was selling out back in fucking early.
Wow.
Yes, I remember when Iron Maiden used to write, there was no, electronics used in this production, and then the next album was just keyboard everywhere.
And then exactly, then fucking Somewhere in Time, where they're just
There
like,
you
"Hey,
go.
we bought a synth. I guess we'll
Yeah.
use it," But yeah, like that was a whole thing back then, man. And it's hard to believe because
So
it
wait,
shows
what do you,
that I'm old.
how do you feel about Jump by Van Halen?
I've never. Van Halen is like, it's like a generation above me.
Okay, yeah.
Like that was
That's
music
fair.
that like my cousin who was like older and like her
Mhm.
husband would listen to, like while washing his car or something. Well, David Lee Roth Van Halen is.
Right.
Sammy Hagar Van Halen is Crystal Pepsi. It's Crystal Pepsi
Yes.
commercials. That's what
I
that
remember that.
shit is.
Yeah, right now.
No.
Right.
But yeah, Van Halen is like Long Island and like the summertime and
Wow, read the
someone
filth.
washing their fucking car on their front lawn while listening to like fucking Hot for Teacher or some bullshit.
I almost played that at a high school talent show.
Oh,
Did you?
No, we played Dancing with Myself instead. They thought it was a little
Oh, no.
inappropriate with like the being at school thing.
Hmm.
Hot for teacher at school.
Yeah, actually,
We're gonna
now
have
I'm
a
thinking about
cheerleader
it. Was there a
on
teacher
stage
you
with
were
us.
hot for that you were actually? Was this your like little weird confession to like try to
No.
come on to like the 20-year-old teacher's aide or something? Like
No, it was just we were just a bunch of punk kids who had stupid ideas, and I'm sure it was probably for the better because we probably couldn't play it that well.
Mm.
I mean, we was
mean,
okay, but we were not,
that's
Van Halen
that's
level
the
musicians.
ethos. Man. That's the ethos: is play it before you know how to play it. And
Oh, we did, yeah. Just not that night, yeah.
One of the big joys of my old band was when we'd attempt to do Painkiller because none of us were talented enough to play it from Judas Priest, but it was a fun game to watch how long we could do it before it completely fall apart because none of us.
Wait, were you the singer? Because that's the
yes.
Oh, yeah,
and
first note out.
I would. It's not in my range whatsoever, so it would be
No.
like me trying.
It's
to
not
fucking
in
go
most
the high
human
pitch.
ranges.
I know, and that's what's amazing about Rob Halford. So that's why it was so much fun for us to try to just go way beyond our abilities.
Well, my
and play
friend
this
Melissa
fucking
can
Judas
do it in
Priest
her
song.
all-female Judas Priest band, Judas Priestess.
I love that.
So go check that out, yeah.
That's very cool.
And she just did a duet with Rob Halford, so go check it out. She
Oh,
was just
really?
on the show
That's
a couple weeks ago, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Not in Judas Priest, but in a different project. Good stuff.
Oh, so not in Judas Priestess?
No, it was a separate project, but
Okay. But
very
yeah, so
Bishop's Cove.
I love. Yeah.
Wait,
I was gonna say.
wait, let me get.
I was right about to go into more about Rob Halford, but okay, let's.
Oh,
let's
yeah,
go back
no.
into this movie.
Yeah, you're losing your audience.
So, yeah.
Which
so,
is just us,
hey, people can come and see, and that'd be great because there's a Q&A after the film, and that would be amazing if it was just like, what was that Rob Halford story you were going to tell?
Yeah.
Instead of,
this
like,
is a teaser. You gotta come Saturday to
There you
find
go.
out the rest of the
Yeah,
story.
exactly.
Oh no, tell them how
What
long it's going to
exactly
be
do you
running.
mean that-
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
what exactly do you mean that Sammy Hagar is Crystal Pepsi? That's fucked up.
You know what's
Like,
funny?
that'll
along
be
with
the
my
questions.
Evita record, last time I was at Film Noir, I also bought a Sammy Hagar record, which I then subsequently sold on Discogs for more than I paid for it. So it was terrible. It was a bad record. Don't buy the Sammy solo stuff.
Noted.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think what was the song on it? Can't Drive 55, right?
Yeah. Well, there's.
Don't look it up.
I'm not
It's
even gonna
fine.
just. I'll come right out. I'll come right out and say one statement, and then we go right back to Bishop's Cove. Sammy Hagar sucks. All right.
You know,
so,
I see Van Halen.
back to Bishop's
I
Cove.
like it.
In fact, you know what? I will
Don't
go
buy
one
his
step
solo
further.
records.
Sammy Hagar, you're not invited tomorrow. If
Wow.
if Sammy Hagar,
Oh my god.
yes,
Alienating
Sammy Hagar
the
shows
Sammy
up at
Hagar
Film
fandom.
Noir. Exactly. If Sammy
It's gonna
Hagar
be
shows
beef.
up at Film Noir, I will say, "Excuse me, sir, you have to leave."
But Michael
Okay?
Anthony, you can come in.
Michael Anthony can come in all he wants, but Sammy
That's
Hagar
right.
has to wait outside.
Oh
That's
man.
right. It'd be controversial. I am officially closing this movie off to Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar. In fact, when we go to streaming, no, it'll say Sammy Hagar cannot watch this on streaming.
No, Sammy's.
If he goes for when we get a distributor, I will give them a note. If Sammy Hagar ever orders it, you are not allowed to send him a copy. So take that, Sammy Hagar, you Crystal Pepsi motherfucker. There you go. So,
This is our
back to
viral
the
clip right
movie.
here.
That's Sammy Hagar allowed to watch.
Yeah, this clip's gonna get us to
Alright,
10,000.
I was about to say I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
see the remix version of this.
Would it be? I was gonna say, would it be amazing if that's like the one part that goes viral, and then it's just Sammy Hagar talking about what a piece of shit I am, like the next fucking.
It's gonna be like right now, hey, Bishop's Cove.
Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't want to see a shitty movie anyway. Fuck you. I'm the Red Rocker, and it's like, yeah, you're a piece of shit, Sammy Hagar. You can suck it. All right. So anyway, let's get back to our movie. That this has no.
Is Rob Halford invited?
Stitches now.
Can Rob Halford come see the movie?
Rob Halford can come see any fucking thing I've ever done. In fact, Rob Halford can stay on the fucking set, and because I have such respect for Rob Halford.
Is that a threat?
Rob Halford.
I've seen those sets, man. They look pretty blinding.
It is. It's like so, like, you know, Emily, and actually all three of you can talk about the fact that, like, I try to make everyone as comfortable on the set as possible. It's not like, you know, like I like movie Salo, like Pasolini would like tell actors what was gonna happen 5 minutes before they went on to set, because he wanted them to be legitimately upset or embarrassed during shit. But for me, coming from acting myself and having been in some really uncomfortable situations on some sets, I try to make sure that all the actors are as comfortable as possible. Even if, unfortunately, Jesslyn and Emily ended up freezing on one set because the weather took a sudden turn.
We literally tried to put off shooting nude scenes until like April so that it would be warmer.
Yeah.
And then there was like a weird
right.
cold snap and it was literally fucking frigid outside. It was awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? Like you said, he really did try to make it comfortable. There were heaters, you know, we had layers, you know, we were in and out, like totally, like we made it work. And that's just part of acting, I feel. Like if you want to really get into character and do what you got to do, you got to deal with certain elements.
Well, and yes, something I like about working with Charles, but also actually like most of the like horror specifically, directors ask so much of you, but they also tend to have like a sense of respect for what they're asking of you, and they treat you with that respect accordingly. Which is really nice. And then once they watch you stick stuff out a couple times, they continue to cast you and stuff. So
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how you are in things that you didn't even know you were in.
Yeah.
Booked in busy and blessed.
That was actually in fairness, that was me recycling footage from the first thing Emily and I ever worked on that I thought when I was a first-time director and I thought I sucked at it. So it became the home movies of a serial killer in the second season of Demon Hunter.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So when he has it on the TV, it's a clip from that. And I was like, oh, my way of getting Emily into C2. You know. But yeah, like that's the thing. And like, you know, I try very hard to make sure everyone's comfortable. I try to make sure, because like I said, there's a lot of nudity. There's a lot of fucking hell. Even Emily, remember when you had to fall?
Yeah.
And I tested it out before you, actually, to make sure that it was safe.
And you're bigger than me. So.
Yeah, well, whether I'm bigger than you or not, I still wanted to make sure that,
No, I appreciate it. It's just, if it works for you, it's definitely going to work for me.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was just, what?
Unless you break it.
Unless I break it. Well, it wasn't something. We weren't having we had landing on something soft, but it was, it was still like, I'm like, okay, well, there's a little bit of distance because we want to show her falling. So let me go and climb up here and fall. And in fact, we did it even before Emily was in the room. I did it like 3 times, and then I'm like, all right, call Emily in here so I can show her that it's safe to do. And I did it like once or twice, and then Emily did it, and it was cool. But I think that as a director, when you're dealing with situations where actors could be, because you know what, just because the characters are uncomfortable doesn't mean the actors should ever be.
Right. Of course.
Like it's
all pretend,
so
folks.
important. Yeah, it's so important to me that everyone have a good time in my set, and everyone leave like feeling good about themselves and stuff, and not be like, oh my god, what just happened?
Well, you know what? Let's go around the room and get a nice, a fun story from your time filming the movie. Something that rings to mind for everybody.
Fun,
or interesting.
Intense would be
more intense.
A lot of blood, and keep putting it on, and do the scene. I don't want to any spoilers, but I think that scene, I have that scene with Emily. I think it was really intense, really intense.
Yeah. And neither of you, for reasons we won't say, but neither of you could see, right? Because I remember we had to have a PA walking the two of you into position and stuff.
I was blind.
So that was and the other person was even more blind because they had the fucking prosthetics over their eyes. And it was just that's, people talk about that scene and just how creepy that is to them. It's it's a fucked up movie. There's so much crazy shit in it, but let's go with what he said. So that's the scene that was memorable to you, Anna. We'll go with Jesslyn because Emily has a wealth of them. I'll give her a couple moments to think of one, but Jesslyn.
Well, first I want to say I wish I got to. Me and Anna didn't get to film any scenes together because she's in the flashbacks. Yeah. So I got to watch the whole movie, and I really enjoyed your performance in it. Especially you playing dual characters. I just want to say that. I wish I was on set to see you in all that blood. That sounds amazing and just weird and creepy, and I like it. But my interesting part, I would say, working on it, was all the makeup for me. Just getting really dirty and having the bruises. Acting in general is always fun to step into character, especially with the sets that he provides that are just fucking creepy, like being in the basement of a boiler room and it's just dirty and dark and dank. And you're like, oh yeah, we're here. We're making this happen.
It's gritty. I would say gritty is a good word for it.
But that helps you create the mental space that you need to be into character, I feel, with the sets and environments that he provided. But for me, it was really the makeup, seeing myself all bruised and battered and just looking so busted. I was like, oh yeah, I'm really in character now. Yeah, that was fun for me.
The makeup and effects is just totally creepy in this movie.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Shannon Mulligan and Maria Matves and Beach Sniper. And I'm forgetting people, but
we had some insanely talented makeup artists.
We had a great makeup team. Yeah.
The makeup was 4 hours long. That's a lot.
Every character was very hard to look at.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So Emily, out of all the lovely, pleasant experiences you had, what sticks out the most to you?
I think a similar question was asked when we had our screaming at the film festival.
Screaming, I like that.
Say who's screaming?
I said screaming, but whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I think whenever I try to think of like an on-set experience from this movie that sticks out to me, it's always, and Charles, stop me if I'm saying too much about anything. But I have a scene with a character called the Nameless that's like in a it's like a fantasy sequence that's totally very different from the rest of the movie. And
that's one of my favorite parts too.
Same.
I think it turned out so amazing, but then also shooting it was, I think, just maybe one of my favorite things to shoot for this movie in particular, because I'm fully clothed and nobody is torturing me.
Right. A rare occurrence.
I mean, and Chelsea's like just such a powerhouse. So anytime I get to act with her is.
I know, spoiler, but she looks like a lot of fun. She's got a great costume on.
Yes. And actually, fun fact, I am pretty sure that the dress I'm wearing in that scene was like Chelsea's like 8th grade dance dress.
She did say that at the premiere, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun doing those scenes. Like for me, it's incredibly difficult for me to come up with just one scene. As an actor, I like it. I'm only in 2 scenes, so as an actor, I like the one scene that I do with Anna and Willow, where I didn't direct at all. We had Madison Humes, who is my assistant director, and she's in Demon Hunter as Desiree, and she was our second unit director. So it was great. So I just got to focus on being an actor for that, and it's such an intense scene, and I remember with that one, because it's different from acting, it's different from directing, where I'm trying to make sure everything's calm. I remember Anna and I going off to fucking psyching each other up and and being yeah, it's okay, really fucking hit the face, Anna, and all that shit, and yeah. It was very intense and very I remember watching it back and whoa, this is
that's what made this scene the scene,
Yeah.
Intense.
And that was one of the more uncomfortable scenes in the movie, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, it's supposed to be
and it's a realistic
scene,
part.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that I don't think I would have been able to, as a director, if I had to act in it, I don't think I would have been able to get the right emotion for it. So I have to give all the credit in the world to Madison for directing us during that, because she was able to, get this great performance out of all of us, and and it's just such an uncomfortable scene where you're just this is bad things are happening here, and the fucking train is off the tracks, and it only can crash at this point.
Does the train crash?
I mean, that would be a spoiler, wouldn't it?
But,
as far as being a director, gosh, I actually said gosh. I don't know, man.
Okay, we fucked up the algorithm already.
Yeah. There's so many just scenes that stick out for different reasons to me. The first 3 days when we shot, and I kept thinking to myself, wow, I'm making this really awesome drama here about these squatter punk girls. And I'm I almost feel like I'm wrecking it by putting all the horror stuff into the movie. But
right.
And then working with Emily, where I would be afterwards I'd be oh my God, she's just given her all here and just being fucking an amazing trooper here. Or sometimes when working with Chelsea, and I got to see just these the fucking demon effects and the makeup and the prosthetics and stuff, and Kat D. Ross or Chelsea, or and just seeing those like things come to life that were these like weird fucked up like sketches I made.
Kat's
for Shannon,
makeup
and
is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so crazy. I know her a little bit from the club scenes back in the day, so
yeah,
it's cool to
that
see her.
character. yeah, like that character, I love that Kat got to do, because it was a very you know, it was just very like crazy fucking concept. The idea was just to take all these things that people find stereotypically hot in a woman and combine them into just this repulsive, frightening,
It's
you know,
terrifying.
visage. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like, just without giving it away, I mean, you'll see, she's just so fucking terrifying, and it's awesome.
Well, you get
and, you know,
get
Emily
a little
works.
sense of it from the poster, right? Can we say that?
Yeah. Well, the poster. No, that's Anna.
Oh,
that's
right.
Anna there. Yeah, that's
well,
Anna.
It's not dissimilar in some ways, I guess.
I mean, in that they're both bald and blind, but otherwise, there's a whole lot more. I mean, God, how many scenes did we shoot while they were doing Kat's makeup? You know. Yeah, like we shot half the day while they were doing Kat stuff, because Kat's makeup was like 8-9 hours or something like that. It was, it was fucking crazy. But yeah, no, I'm just like really, like, for me, it's very hard for me to just pick one scene that sticks out to me as the director, because you know, there's everything.
You're too involved.
That
you're like
sticks out for a different reason.
Yeah, you gotta have someone who steps away from it, you know, and can look at it.
Yeah,
you're too close.
Yeah, for me, it's a lot.
I mean, when did you write this? Like, how long did it take from conception to completion?
I probably wrote it in about I'd have to look it up, but I think I wrote it in like 2 or 3 months.
But like when?
The first draft.
How long ago?
Gosh, 2000, I'd say 17 maybe. Because Anna, you and I met in 2019, and by that point, Chelsea and I had we'd already dropped the project because we had started it. And then we had an investor who wanted us to just change so many fucking things because, you know, people coming back, why we're having problems now. But, you know, they wanted us to they wanted it to be like, can Heather be like Heath? You know, they wanted like a male lead character, and they wanted to take out the punk thing because they felt the Midwest couldn't relate to that. Yeah, they wanted to take out like the punk thing. They wanted to cut down on the nudity.
I see search and destroy, and I'm like, I understand what's happening here.
Yeah, it was just, well, this isn't even my fucking story anymore with all these fucking changes.
A completely different movie.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. So it became a big no thank you, and we put the film on the shelf until we did a scene for Demon Hunter where I met Anna. And there was just something about her that I was like, she seems like she could be Kat. Maybe I should look into starting up Bishop's Cove again. And it had been at least a year since we had dropped it. So, it was.
Did you do Teresa and Allison in that time?
What?
What's the timeline between starting this and then doing Teresa and Allison?
Teresa and Allison was a bunch of years ago. Teresa and Allison was, I had such a negative experience on Teresa and Allison. I don't even have fun talking about it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was, well, no, I mean, it was like my first time as a producer, and I'm just learning a whole lot of lessons, and a lot of them are great lessons, you know,
part of the universe,
but they're necessary lessons. And it definitely, I mean, I definitely learned how to run my own sets. I mean, you know, Jeremiah was a great teacher as far as that goes. And I also learned about, you know, just a whole lot of important things about the right casting, and just making sure that you have like a production that's like healthy and fun, and where everybody is just, you know, really getting along, and they try our best to make sure that it works as best as it can, you know.
Yeah.
So but I guess
let me ask everybody this.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. Well, no, go ahead. You're gonna ask everybody because I'm doing all the talking. I feel like, yeah,
That's okay. It's makes my job easier. I was going to ask a more general question, I guess. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but does anyone want to talk about their experience with the strikes that just happened and how that affected them and this production, perhaps, or promoting this production? Or are we happy to be back?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it really just made us all kind of broke. That's all. Really,
there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's not really a big exciting answer. It's just, well, we all had.
I don't usually have actors on here, so I feel like this is the opportunity to bring that up.
Are you guys SAG? Just I don't actually know.
Right, that's also a question, I guess.
You know, yeah, but that's a question that, like, you know,
no, literally, are you guys?
I'm eligible, but I didn't.
Okay. You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, to be honest, I mean, I don't really want to go into a lot of detail because it was just, you know, it was just a shitty experience, unfortunately. Like Charles said, you know, it put us out of work. I'm not going to say that the strike wasn't necessary or that it wasn't for a good cause. I believe so, and I am behind that. But just the realities of it.
Yeah, and just for the record, yeah, and just for the record, by the way, she did it before she was SAG. So just, you know, that so that she doesn't, you know, get in any trouble.
So that no one can use this like in court against Charles.
Correct.
Well,
Thank you.
No, because people get in trouble for that. I just want to emphasize that you know, she shot her stuff before she actually joined. So you know, and I'm actually, and the funny thing is I feel like I just wanted to say that I've actually been looking into joining the union, and every time I look into joining the union, something horrible happens. So it's I'm almost starting to wonder if maybe I'm not meant to, because the first time I was going to join, COVID happened. And you know, and then I was like right about to join, and then the fucking strike happens, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, that's
fun.
Yeah, because I've been eligible for SAG for years and years and years. So I was finally like, all right, it's time for me to join. And then, you know, COVID and then strike. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I actually, I was eligible for a long time too. And I actually had to join like semi against my will because I was cast to do background work in Knock at the Cabin, and they did not say it was union work, but then afterwards they were like, this was a union gig and you have too many waivers, you have to join or else we can't pay you, which seems backwards to me.
It does sound backwards.
So I'm beefing with M. Night Shyamalan over that to this day. But yeah, that was just weird. I like had to join.
We're calling out you, M. Night Shyamalan. We're calling out Sammy Hagar. Anyone else? Yo, come at us.
We are not holding back.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all the beefs on the street Emily actually has, because she's just out there.
That's what I want.
You know,
yeah, get those clicks.
You know, that band she was talking about,
put it
what
on
they were really
TikTok.
known for with their diss tracks. So
diss tracks.
You know,
ooh, does anyone want to rap?
You know,
I completely decline.
And they start to disappear one by one.
You know, I am actually a surprisingly good rapper. Which I discovered when we were just fucking around at practice. And everyone was just like, wow, you're actually really good at that. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually really surprised myself.
I can do most of Ice Ice Baby. Not that I'm
because my old band, we used to have a thing where we liked fucking around with the audience because I'm kind of a dick. And
yeah, we talked about
so we were exactly. And it was my fun thing I used to love, where we play a song that we knew the whole audience would know. And we'd only play like 30 seconds of it and then stop. And we practiced No Sleep Till Brooklyn once. So we practiced the whole song, and everyone was like, wow, you're actually really good at that. And I'm like, I know. I'm very, very surprised. That's how you can tell I'm not in Biohazard. Anyway,
Re the strike.
uh,
I just have to say on record that we did not get enough out of our negotiations.
That's
with
also
the,
what I was
like,
wondering.
I
like,
agree with that as well.
No, with the
Once it
AI
ended,
stuff,
I didn't really
especially,
hear anything about it.
I honestly like. You know what, Fran Drescher, we're beefing because you didn't fight hard enough for us.
Yeah, because from my understanding, the writers, when their strike ended, they got way more in their contract of what they wanted than what has SAG received through negotiations. And so to me, that's just like, what the fuck?
Great job. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Are you trying to say something here, guys? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, that doesn't rub me right. But so, yeah, I completely agree with Emily.
Yeah, I didn't even know what the results were. I
disappointing.
never heard anybody talk about it after, oh, the strike ended. And then it was just like nobody talked about it again. It was weird.
No, yeah, it definitely is still like a slippery slope where like studios can still use your image basically like in perpetuity, which is a problem. And I thought the whole reason we were striking in the first place, but
yeah. Has anybody been AI scanned?
Honestly,
no.
One of the big problems. One of the big problems with the whole, AI thing, and people don't seem to realize this, is that if you can replace actors, they can already generate backgrounds, which puts out of work carpenters. It puts out of work set designers. It puts out of work, all these various people. So AI, stuff does not just hurt actors, does not just hurt writers, but it hurts the entire industry. We literally just need a program. You just need a couple programmers and a fucking producer. And that's all you end up fucking needing in a film to actually make these like AI monstrosities. And, people look at AI stuff now and they're like, oh, well, this isn't very good. They look at like these, like scripts and they're like, well, AI isn't very good right now, but
it's going to get better.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to get better. And that's why people have to fight it now.
Right.
Before it's actually able to go, and because once the studios start being able to actually just use an AI script and not pay anybody, they'll fucking do it. Because you have people, you have fucking Bob Igers and David Zaslavs and all those guys who just are looking to, David Zaslav, who is calling it brave that he was cutting out movies from the Max service. That were, that were.
Did you see that eye roll? I think my eyes are stuck inside my brain.
Yeah, I saw. I think,
So, but let's get back to our film before we all commit career suicide.
Yeah,
I just want to say there is one positive thing that I hope for.
No, we want more.
What are you hoping for?
I just want to say there is one thing that I hope for. I did see some information being put out in the news in regards to the visual effects positions or the people that do the visual effects. I'm sorry if I don't have the right term, but they are organizing in their own union. So I hope that they, within them organizing and getting their own union, that they kind of stick up for the AI because they're the ones that will be creating it.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about Hologram Kiss?
Anyway, back to the movie
Kiss
though.
Sucks. That's all I'm gonna say.
They can jump higher.
I will say since I was in high school, I've always fucking hated Kiss. So fuck them. That's what I'm gonna say.
What was that you said earlier about just realizing that something's not for you?
Yeah.
He's got to get a little bit older.
Kiss fucking blows. No.
Can Gene Simmons watch your movie?
He can. Even though I don't like him, Gene Simmons is allowed to watch it.
That's good.
It's just Sammy Hagar who can't
Permissible.
fucking watch it. So fuck you, Sammy Hagar.
Sammy.
But
we have found where the line is.
Yes,
Glam metal
exactly. The
and
line is
Charles'
Hagar.
movie.
Yes. Yes.
So I guess what's one thing you want the world to know about Bishop's Cove for everybody?
I want people to know that you can make a movie that's, you know, fucked up and gory and, you know, has all the crazy shit in it, but also is well written and well acted. And, you know, like I know we like to do this a lot in the horror industry because it's cheaper, but you don't have to sacrifice a well written script to make a fucked up horror movie. You know, and the fact that the shit that is fucked up in it is in the plot. It's not like I sat down and was just like, oh, what's the most weirdest thing we can do? And I'll worry about the story later. The story comes first at all times. But, you know, we're able to make an extreme horror movie that actually is still a movie, you know, that is still works as, I'd say, a pretty, you know, dark fucking tragedy, really.
Yeah. It's not,
you know,
a horror film, by the way, too. It's different. It's its own thing. Like, it's different.
Yeah.
It's not like jump scares and all that crap. Like, no. This is more like, it's different. It's its own.
It's definitely a more visceral experience, I think, because it's well written, so the stakes are higher.
Yeah, that was similar to what I was actually thinking when he asked the question that was going on in my mind. I was going to say, I was like, this movie may be a horror film, but it has a lot of heart. And for me, when I read the script and when I see the film, it's like I almost am rooting for each character. Each character has a point that they're trying to make, has a stance, has a story that they're telling as well. And it's like you can feel for each character. There really isn't, to me, like a villain per se in the film. No one's perfect.
Because I was going to say, if I wanted to tell somebody one thing about Bishop's Cove, is that almost like the same thing, but reversed, because I don't know that there are hardcore like heroes and villains. I think everybody in this movie exists in like varying shades of gray. And so I think people will definitely leave with the different impressions of like, who they were rooting for and why, and who they related to and why. And maybe they won't like any of these characters because they all have flaws. Like who, you know, I think everyone will take something different from it for that reason.
And that's what makes it pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things that I've said that like this is a movie, you know, I like to say this movie about people doing the wrong things for the right reasons. It's everyone in the film comes from a place of love or hurt or, you know, trying to do what they feel is right. And, you know, and it just turning out horribly for other people. And this demon in the middle that takes advantage of all of it.
Demon in the middle,
you
is
know,
the name
like
of the
that's
next
pretty
series.
much is Nameless, played by Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we need a comedy series called The Nameless and the Joyless. And I would like to request a side film about this will be a romantic comedy, I'm assuming, about your really horny cop lady. I want to know what happened. I want to know her story.
What?
What?
That could be a funny short.
Your voice cut out for a second.
Oh.
Whose movie? Really horny what?
The horny cop lady.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
I hope so. You wrote it.
Yeah, no, your voice cut out.
I want to know
for a second,
what's going on with her.
What? Oh, she's awesome. I'm so glad that in the director's cut we got to add back in the scenes that add her personality.
Oh, I only saw
what
the director's
a fucked
cut,
up
so
character
I
she
know the
actually
difference.
is. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
we cut out
okay.
a lot of her dialogue in the
I like
the other
her
version.
though.
Yeah, I love her character. Like, you know, Poppy Daniels. She's a like, you know, there's a line in the film that I can't say now that because it's a giant spoiler. But there's a line that was just fucking amazing from her, and it yeah, like I guess she's as close as the film comes to a comic relief character in just how awful she actually is as a person.
But like it's like to the point of it's kind of funny. Right. I mean, that was intentional, I'm sure.
And parts what? I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, like to the point that it was funny. She's funny.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely Yeah, no, it's definitely. I'm funny how like she's a clown. Like she's here to amuse you. No.
Like she's so over the top sadistic that it's just like ludicrous.
Like I want to, I want to know
I'm
more
kidding.
about that character.
I'm kidding. I was playing with my Italian heritage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
no.
I'm pretending you
yeah,
cut
no,
out there.
Yeah, Tara Beavers. She played that character, and she's just awesome. I can't say it. She actually was just telling us about a class that I'm fascinated in, which is acting for the extremes.
What does that mean?
Which is it's an acting class that focuses on stuff like this. It's for like if you're playing like torture scenes, or if you're playing rape scenes, or if you're playing serial killers, or if you're and I kind of love the idea that there's a class specifically for that. That'll deal with more extreme films and how to be more comfortable on them, but also how to like, grasp your character and stuff, and what could be traumatic scenes otherwise and stuff. So I really, really respect that there's even a class like that. But she was talking about that on her Facebook the other day.
Oh.
I wish I knew who she said teaches it, but I think that's really awesome. That,
Put it in the
and
comments.
I think it's necessary.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings
I
about
think it's
that
really,
because I think sometimes people actually have an easier time acting in extremes.
Right.
And then they have a lot of trouble just acting like a regular person in a normal situation.
Yeah.
But that is definitely cool that that's being offered.
Yeah. No, I mean, as I said, like, for some of us, I've seen other people who like freeze up and stuff like that. Cause like I said, I have been on sets where, I've had bad experiences on some other people's sets, and I've seen other people have bad experiences on other people's sets. And, Emily, it's one of the reasons why everyone like compliments you on how you're able to endure this stuff, because not everyone can, like you may undercut yourself a lot on this, but you are a fucking trooper with shit that would, other people would not be able to do. And I have all the respect
I wouldn't be
in the
able
world
to
for
do
your
it.
ability to, yeah.
For real.
We tried to just take Kevin out and just, fucking drown him in a bucket for, but he didn't like it.
What?
Wait. Did I?
I'm kidding.
What?
Yeah, no,
Because you didn't bring the cop friend.
But no, like I said, like, I really think, Emily, that like you shouldn't sell yourself short on that, because you have an ability that a lot of people don't. And you have a courage and
a threshold, I believe, is the word.
Thank you. I also have a lot of real life trauma to draw on.
I can relate to that.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. But
ask her all about it at Film Noir on Saturday at the Q&A.
Yeah, but I mean that's but that's one of the things is, as I said, that like I think that like this is definitely a film. It's not for everybody, but we do encourage everyone to come so they can tell their friends how traumatized they were by it.
Yes, bring all the children.
Especially. Yeah, bring the whole family. Bring everybody. Just don't bring grandma, because I don't want to like get sued if she has a heart attack while watching this. But
my grandma's 101 years old. Do you think she could make it through?
God bless.
I don't know. I don't know if we want to do the can Kevin's grandma watch this film challenge, because I don't want to get sued. So, but I definitely think this is a film that I would like people to see it, and I would like people to actually kind of take their own interpretations of the stuff that happens in it, and what they feel from it. Because that was the big thing, is I wanted to make a movie that people feel. And
so what
I think whether it's you feel like you have to take a shower, or whatever, it's still feeling, and that's what's important to me.
Is there a plan after Saturday for this film?
Oh yeah, there are. We can't announce it yet, but there will be in 2024. There'll be probably, I would say, maybe 4 or 5 other theaters around the country. This will be the last New York showing. But there'll be in other places around the country. We've been trying in some of the places that would, that they might be a little squeamish about it, but we'll see.
Well, that's the places
We'll
you want,
see,
especially,
Right?
Yeah, those are definitely the places that I would love to show it there.
And they can't even see it because of the rest of the people. It sucks for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope that we're able to show it in some of the places in the Midwest and the South where, we've been told that there were some, questions about the content. I love the fact that that bothers people, though. It's not the gore,
Yeah,
it's not the nudity.
that's great
It's
press.
how dare we have fucking the police doing something where the police aren't necessarily the good guys, or
There's never been a movie like that.
Oh, never,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
No.
That doesn't happen in real life.
No.
Yeah, how dare we go and show, what? And that's the thing is, like, we have like a serious lesbian relationship where if it had just been you two like jumping up and down topless on hitting each other with pillows, it would be a lot more
That's
comfortable
fine.
with that,
Yeah.
I would watch that too. Just put it out there. There's a market for those films as well.
I'm glad we can laugh about this discrimination against our art.
Who's discriminating?
And that's the thing is, I have no problem with those films either. I love a lot of those films, but I think there needs to be room for a film like this too. And I think that this is, we have to be able to actually say something with art, and we have to be able to actually express what's going on in the world, because the world is a fucked up place. The fact that like half of this is real world horror and based on shit that's really happened to people, a lot of people that I knew personally, I think that it's kind of sad that because of saying that becomes an issue for people. But I guess that's life, and that's why we're taking it out to the masses and trying to bring it to people and hope that they get the opportunity to see it and judge for themselves,
So let me end with this question. What's everyone's favorite B horror movie?
Bishop Shadow.
Hello.
Quickly goes
Not
through
this
her
one,
mental
besides this
filing
one.
cabinet to figure out
I
what
know.
qualifies as B.
Yeah, I have a bunch of horror movies I love, but I have to figure out what
Kentucky
qualifies
is
as
the
B.
one that spent the whole
I
month
love B movies. Yeah. I love B movies. I would say this is not a B movie, but I love B movies, man.
No, but I'm just
one of my
for the horror crowd, like just a question for the horror
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of B movies? And besides Charles.
I'm definitely a fan of
Well,
B
what's
movies.
what's yours? Just so we have an example of what
Yeah.
like you think
Well,
qualifies.
I mean, I guess you saw the trailer for the documentary I'm working on, so I'm kind of in that realm of like the 80s,
Okay.
Okay.
I guess the classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre, even though this girl's yelling the whole time. I like it though. I like Leatherface. I like his character. I like how, it's the wig, everything. It's badass.
He was styling, yeah.
Yeah, he was styling.
The original wearer of people's faces.
The original, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the one right now.
No, I know, but the original killer who wears faces.
Yeah. I'm not going to turn down, Linnea Quigley movies because I think that she's done
That's
some
right.
really awesome. Return of the Living Dead is one of my favorite movies ever.
I'm trying to get her
too.
in the documentary because she's a part of the story that I'm telling.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have Brink Stevens and Michelle Bauer though,
You know.
so if you guys know those names, you know what's up.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think that I have the utmost respect for so many B movie creators, because that's the level I'm not saying I'm better than anybody for making stuff that I think was more serious. I just think that
you
the
can
next
say that.
project I have is I'm not. The next project I have is completely fucking absurd, and that's kind of the fun of it, is going from a really serious film to something where I'm not really giving much of a message and it's more just chaos, but done in a way that I has my own little touches to it. But you know, I'm a very, you know,
Well, what's
to
your
me,
favorite?
I actually
What's your
think Texas
favorite B
Chainsaw
horror?
Massacre. I mean,
And for
it's
Emily
hard
and
to
Answer the
Justin,
qualify it. I
question.
mean, yeah, I mean, you know, I think, I mean, does Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 count as a B horror
absolutely.
movie?
Yeah, I get if number 1 does, number 2 definitely does.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
number
don't know.
2
Almost more
I
so.
think number 2 is my favorite in the whole fucking series, honestly.
I mean, so, see, Chop Top's in my documentary as well.
Oh yeah, Bill Moseley. Yeah,
Bill
yeah.
Moseley, yeah,
You
I went
know,
to his house. It was awesome.
fucking
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I love Bill Moseley's a really nice guy. I've talked to him at a couple conventions.
That's
Yeah,
I actually worked with him recently.
I
He
hope to
was
work
super
with
nice.
Moseley in the
Nice.
future.
Yeah,
one
he's in
day,
there.
Yeah.
I hung out with his wife mostly.
But yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, and I mean, I love the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I love like just all these like fucking, and then even I mean, I love Deadly Spawn, which is more obscure film. Like I fucking love that.
Is
movie.
that Fred Olin Ray?
Sorry, what?
Is that Fred Olin Ray?
I'm not sure.
Deadly
I've only seen it,
Spawn.
but or
Let
like
me see.
Reanimator. Reanimator is one of my favorite
No.
movies in the fucking world.
Yeah, okay,
Oh.
Reanimator. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker.
That's
there
a
we
good
go.
one.
Yeah,
That's a
Frank
good one.
Henenlotter.
Honestly, guys, I can't think of anything's a B movie in my head. I'm like trying so hard.
I was gonna say if we're just like doing slashers, I feel like I always default to Sleepaway Camp.
Mhm.
And the sequels are like really fun, but like
I never
B
saw the
movies,
sequels actually.
Frankenhooker.
Would the faculty
Felicity
count?
is so fucking nice.
Faculty?
My God.
Sure.
She's,
I was
she's
thinking
just
like
a
the
sweetheart.
faculty,
The Faculty's like a
Slither.
big budget B style movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
It does have B movie energy.
I love that
Yeah,
movie. I've
that's
seen
right.
it so many times.
Bobka Jensen,
All right.
she's
But
great.
even Faculty, though, I mean, it came from Robert Rodriguez, who started out like making stuff with even less money than than anything I've ever done. So he definitely comes from the real indie world.
Yeah. Nice. Well, how about
I mean, El Mariachi was done with like $10
yeah.
and a guitar or something.
for sure?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Does everyone want to go around and promote yourself? Is there anything that we should know about you coming up personally and where to find you all?
Well,
why don't we go around the room?
Anna.
Emily, let's start with Emily.
Yeah,
Emily,
go to all
anything
the-
you want to
the-
promote?
Oh, honestly, like not in particular right now. This is my biggest thing. So follow Bishop's Cove on all the things because
All the links are in the
Awesome.
description,
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, I was
if
gonna
you-
say we should save Anna for last because Anna has like the big thing that she wants to promote. But
Nice.
Jesslyn, anything for you, Jesslyn?
Yeah, definitely. From in regards to film, I would say Bishop Cove's, follow Bishop Cove, check it out December 16th. Like, please support. This is something I'm very proud of and I'm happy to have worked on. Other than that, I do tarot readings. So if anyone needs a tarot reader at their events or personal reading, jesslynblue.com, Jesslyn Blue Tarot.
Are there any events coming up?
I messed it up. JessonBlueTarot.com. Yeah, I'm actually doing I'm booked to do tarot readings tomorrow at Wow Theater Cafe from 5 to 6:30. So if you are available, come get a free tarot reading. It's already paid for, so just come and roll up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Other than that, I'm working on a poetry album, and that'll be coming out soon because I like to write and perform, and yeah, that's off the top of my head. So I'm done. Thank you. Everything at Jesslyn Blue, at Jesslyn Blue Tarot.
So Anna, want to talk about the show or yeah?
Well, I actually have a surprise for you because I don't think I actually told you. So I came out on a reality TV show called Coming Out for Love. I identify as bisexual. So that was really fun. It's online. You can watch it. If you go to my account, you can see the account of the show and you can And Charles, I have a magazine. I don't know if I can mention it, but I have an article coming out in a magazine, and that's where I promote Bishop's Cove. So that will be in LA. Exciting. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. Yeah, no, it's yeah. And photo shoot was fun.
Awesome.
Questions were nice. I'll send it to you. Yeah, once it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
really
and
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and,
done.
for me, obviously, Bishop's Cove. Obviously promoting that, and also can purchase 21st Century Demon Hunter on DVD as well as and Blu-ray, as well as
Featuring a
Teresa and
song
Allison.
from me.
The two things. Yep, two things I had done before. You get the 21st Century Demon Hunter novel if you want to understand the one line in this film that connects the
What
worlds
page is it
together.
on?
It actually is throughout the whole book because it's a big part of the
Right,
plot.
yeah.
And and also you can hear the Cinematic Autopsy podcast with me and Chelsea Lesage at Cinematic Autopsy on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, on your
so
YouTube
Charles
channel,
and Chelsea's Cinematic Autopsy. You can check us out on there. And and then Bishop's Cove, as I said, December 16th at Film Noir Cinema, 122 Messerol Avenue, 9 p.m. Come check us out. And you get to see the director's cut of the film, and I'll be there. I'll be signing some DVDs and stuff if you have them, or if you want them, we'll be selling.
Go buy your Sammy Hagar
We'll be
vinyl.
selling some. Yeah. You know what? Sammy Hagar wants to buy one. I will break it instead. I will refund him his money and break the DVD. But yeah, in fact, you come down and have me sign Sammy Hagar Sucks on your DVD, or your Blu-ray. And
What if someone brings you a Sammy Hagar album to sign?
Oh, I will draw dicks all over it. So
nice.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I will say it.
Ooh, baby.
Yes, it'll say and I can't drive 55. It'll be like, because you can't fucking count, you moron. Love Charles, and that's what it'll say.
Love, hate Charles.
Right.
Yes. Yes. As Jello Biafra once put, so dumb he can't drive 55. So, that's right. And if Sammy Hagar comes wanting a fight, I'll tell Jello Bradford to get in front of me and be like, yeah, you got to go through Jello to get to me. There you go. So,
that's awesome.
And have two almost elderly men fighting it out. It'll be a spectacle.
Oh, Sammy would pummel Jello Biafra.
But check out Bishop's Cove. Check out as I said, you can get those anywhere Blu-ray and DVDs are sold. Oh, and also Teresa and Allison is in Plex now. So if you want to watch it on Plex, you can watch that. Yeah, it's
nice.
One of those the many hundreds and hundreds of movie services out there.
Nice. And you can pre-order my new album, The Final Boss by Kevin Vonesper. I just got the masters back. I'm listening to them and approving them for release. And if you like what I do, there's a song of mine in the 21st Demon Hunter series, Blu-ray, DVD, all that stuff. Go check it out. Thanks everybody. This has been really wonderful. I hope
well, this has been fun.
I hope we had some therapy because I've seen that movie. And here again is
we need. Yep. We need to have some sort of like trauma service or something for people who like watch the film.
Oh, that's a good gimmick.
That would be a good marketing gimmick.
Outside. Yeah.
Right.
A couch outside where they can like, just discuss how traumatized this movie made them. It'll be fun.
A cuddle.
Yes. We'll have throw pillows and teddy bears for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right now, this is the point where like under me should be written there will be no throw pillows nor teddy bears.
But yeah, Film Noir.
Yeah, thank you for having.
I could make it.
Yeah.
I will be at ROM doing pictures for the Pesh Mode fan club party. If anyone wants to come dance to 80s music afterwards.
Yeah.
In different borough, but
It's
cool.
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess
Come
I
see
should
us
also
and then go dance.
If anyone's into punk rock, next week on the show we have Emily Whitehurst, who's in Survival Guide now, but she was the singer of Tsunami Bomb back in the day. if you
Oh
guys are
wow.
Tsunami Bomb fans. And that's me with her when I was 17, like 20 something years ago.
Oh, nice.
I know, it's crazy, right? And
I
that's what's
knew
coming
the
up on the show.
I knew the Emily, not Emily, the enemy inside of me. That song.
Yeah,
from,
yeah. Great
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I
I
love
know
that
that
stuff.
song. Yeah, yeah. I remember when I first heard it, and you can, might be using to tell her this. I actually, because it just sounded so much like something from an anime. It took me like a couple listens to realize it was in English.
Well, you know what? Thursday at
it-
9 o'clock, you should be in the chat room, Charles. Come join the show.
But yeah, because it just sounds like this really cool song in Japanese, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's in English. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I was obsessed with that EP and when I was in high school, for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking to Emily, and her current project is called Survival Guide. There's a new record out, all that stuff. And I guess I'll play the trailer again to close this show out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just go
Thank
follow
you so
everybody.
much.
Go follow me. Go pre-order the new record, The Final Boss by Kevin Vonesper.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
Mwah.
Thanks for.
You are Heather Lambert, right?
Yeah.
Did you know a Catalonia Silver a number of years ago? I'm afraid that Catalonia passed away recently. In her will, she requested her remains be scattered by you and her parents.
You brought our baby back home to us.
Tell me about my sister.
And the more you feel, the tastier you are. How are you?
Fuck this shit.
I'm the one who started
Like, share, subscribe.